Awesome. Let's get started in a seat, as always. Perfect. Hopefully you can hear the music. Yeah, there we go. All right. So go ahead and find a seat. Wherever you are, just sit up nice and tall. Maybe even close your eyes if that feels good. Take a deep breath in. Maybe even open up your mouth. So nice, letting out a nice long sigh. Do that 2 more times. Breathe all the way in. Maybe sit up taller on your inhale. And then exhale, maybe a little bit longer. You let the air empty. And take any movement that feels good along the way as you breathe a little slower. And then start to feel a little bit of tension, or maybe a lot of tension right away. Release from your shoulders. Release from your face. Maybe even think about releasing tension in your fingers, in your toes for just a few more rounds of breath. We don't often give ourselves that opportunity to pause. So just starting to lengthen the time, maybe between your stimulus and your response to it. So we don't have to rush to the next thing, to the next pose. Can we focus on that space in between? So just take a full breath in, all the way to the top, and then slightly pause there. And then open up your mouth, empty, and pause at the bottom. Do that again. Take a full breath in. Pause at the top. Open up your mouth. Slow breath out. Pause when you're empty. And then just take a normal breath in. Big breath out. And then with no rush at all, meet me in tabletop pose, hands and knees. And with your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, spread your fingers really wide apart. And then maybe just start to move your hips slowly side to side. We'll do that a few different ways throughout practice. And then think of your spine like the letter C and then like a backward C. So just moving side to side here. So thinking about maybe your ribs drawing to one side, your hips, and maybe your head to the other side. And then switching directions. Be okay with moving slowly. Be okay with moving with the breath. And then come back to the middle, your tabletop pose. Lift your chest, take a breath in, maybe even feel your tail lift. Your head rises for cow. And then exhale, press into your hands, round your upper back, draw your chin to your chest, find cat. Do that one more time. Lift the chest, the tail, the head. And then exhale to round through the spine. And then tuck your toes under. Start to float your knees and pause. So we find pause in different places. And then you send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And now again, you get to rock the hips side to side. Maybe pedal out the feet, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe even shake the head, yes and no, let something go. And then start to just walk your hands back towards your feet, towards the back of your mat. You'll land in a forward fold. And then right away, take a breath in, hands to your shins, your heart goes forward. And then bring your hands to your hips. So bend your knees just a little bit more, but keep reaching the crown of your head forward. Take one more inhale, get longer through the sides of your waist. And then keep that length as you stand all the way up. And sweep your arms out and up. Take a big breath in, maybe even look up as your hands touch overhead. And then pull them through your heart center as you soften the knees and fold forward. Keep the length in your sides. Take your halfway lift again, hands to your shins, heart forward. And walk your hands back to downward facing dog. You're just here for a breath in. Big breath out. Start to lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Maybe roll the ankle, wiggle the toes. And then just start to step your right foot to your right thumb. Nice and easy. You'll drop the back knee down. Reach the hands up and overhead. Take a big breath in to rise. And take your right hand to your left wrist. Lean over to the right. So can you create more space in the side body here? That's our theme. Take one more breath in. And then slowly come back to center. Your hands will come down inside your right foot. Wiggle walk that foot over to the right. And then rock the chest and rock the body forward. And then slowly start to pull the hips back and maybe pick your right toes up off the ground. Your right leg doesn't have to be straight. Do that again. Inhale, rock forward to lizard. And then exhale, pull back, pick the right toes up off the ground. And then you'll come back forward to lizard, but this time tuck the back toes and lift the knee off the ground. Spin that heel down, rise up, warrior two. Take a breath in, shrug the shoulders. Let them soften, but also sink a little lower in the shape. And then reverse your warrior here. Your right hand will rise. Now stay here, but left hand will come to your right wrist. I want you to lean over to the left. So now you get that space in the right side. And then it's your side angle. Stay low in that right knee. Your right forearm comes to your right thigh. Left arm over your ear. Stay here, take a breath in. Spin your chest just a little bit further up towards the sky. So you might even look up. Take one more inhale. Back to warrior two. Straighten the legs, reach the arms high and just parallel the feet. Wide leg forward fold. Face the long edge of your mat as you bow the chest. Stay here, take a breath in. Let the head go, breathe out. Now it's back to that halfway lift. On your inhale, start to frame your right foot at the top of your mat, low runner's lunge. Now look forward as you breathe in. Just step your left foot up to meet the right. You're gonna forward fold at the top of your mat, halfway lift like before. And exhale, fold, bow the chest. This time, stand all the way up. You'll rise, reach the hands high, and then bend your knees, sit back into chair. Stay with breath, and then find the pause here for 3. Maybe sink a little lower. Last 2. Stay with breath, last inhale. Exhale, fold, bow the chest out. Halfway lift again. And then plant your hands. You'll step back to plank pose. Your first one. Knees on or off the mat. You'll stay for a breath in. And then just lower all the way to your belly. Lift your chest, find cobra. And exhale, release. And press back to child's pose. Find that pause. Stay for the breath in. Bigger breath out. Downward facing dog. You'll lift the hips. hips, bend the knees if you want. Take a full breath in. Maybe open up your mouth. You'll send the left leg up and back. For three-legged dog, you'll roll the ankle, wiggle the toes, and then step left foot to your left thumb. Your right knee will drop. Reach the hands up and overhead, rise. Left hand to your right wrist, lean over to the left. Now feel the left side of your body get a little longer. And then you'll rise up. Hands come down inside that foot. Wiggle walk it over to the left. So finding a lizard stance, you'll rock the chest forward. And then exhale, pull the hips back and pick the left toes up to get into the hamstrings. Do that one more time, rock forward. And exhale, pull back. Now rock forward, tuck the back toes, lift the knee up. And you'll spin that right heel down, set up your feet. It's warrior two. And again, shrug the shoulders. And then as you exhale, feel the ease in the neck. A little bit more work in the legs. Keep them as they are. Reverse your warrior. Left hand will rise. Right hand to your left wrist. And then just lean over to your right, like towards your back foot. Stay one more inhale. And then exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten the legs, parallel the feet. Long edge of your mat you face as you fold forward. Stay, breath in. Let the head drop, breathe out. And it's your halfway lift again. Frame your left foot back to the front of your mat. Take a breath in and just step your left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold. Halfway lift or your right foot up to meet the left. That's it. And then exhale, let it go. Stand all the way up. You'll rise. Sit back into chair. Now again, you know it's here. A moment to pause. A moment to choose how you react. Stay here for 3. Maybe sink a little lower, 2. Soften through the face. Last 1. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plank pose. You'll plant your hands, step your feet back for the inhale, and lower all the way to your belly. Find your cobra on the inhale, and exhale, lower. Press back through child's pose, just a breath in. Downward facing dog. So even as we start to move a little faster, can you still notice those pauses at the top of the inhale, bottom of the exhale? What happens there? Get inquisitive. And when you're ready, your right leg will rise. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, step it through. Your left knee drops, reaching the arms high. Take a breath in, you'll rise. Right hand to your left wrist, lean over to the right. Back up through center. Hands come down inside the right foot. Wiggle walk it a little bit wider out to the right. Now you can stay here or tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up. You'll rock forward just a bit. And then exhale, pull the hips back. Maybe pick the right toes up. Get into the hamstrings. Do that again. Pull forward, bend the right knee. Chest pulls through the arms. And then exhale, pull it back. Maybe pick the right toes up. Like a wide pyramid. Now you'll bend back into that right knee. Stay with me. Your left hand stays on the ground or on a block. Reach the right arm up. You'll twist. Take a full breath in. Now reach the right hand forward. Make the right side long. And then bring that right hand inside your foot. You're just going to walk your feet down the long edge of your mat and land in a forward fold. Right into it. Halfway lift. Maybe open your mouth, sigh it out as you drop the head. Breathe in and out. Now it's your halfway lift again. I want your chest to come parallel to the ground. Your hands are just like right underneath your shoulders here. Now keep your chest reaching forward. Now just bend your left knee. You feel the weight shift over to the left. Now look to the front of your mat. You're gonna turn your right toes forward as you come up, warrior two. Arms go long, right into reverse. Right arm will rise. Maybe that little assist with the other hand on the wrist. And you lean. Now stay here, but straighten your right leg. You might even heel toe your back foot closer for support in the core. And then maybe start to just tilt your chest forward. Stay here or drop the right hand down to your shin, to a block if you wish, or triangle. If you want that side body length, top arm over your ear. Keep reaching or spinning your chest up towards the sky. Maybe even look up. Take one more inhale. Back to warrior two. Now stay with me. Start to reverse your warrior. Right arm will rise. Bring your hands down and cartwheel them to frame your right foot. You're back in that low runner's lunge, picking that back heel up. Take a breath in to look forward. Step your left foot up to meet the right. You end up in a fold. Now, halfway left, right here, start to bring your hands to your hips. I want you to slowly stand up. Rise. Now keep your hands on your hips. Shift the weight into the left foot. Start to bring the right knee up hip height. Find one steady thing in front of you to look at. Reach your hands high. Now we start to shift our gaze to twist over to the right. Left hand outside the knee. Reach the right hand behind you. Stay in it. It might get messy. That's okay. Can you stand up taller on the inhale? Empty on the exhale. Now keep the left hand where it is. You'll reach the right arm up, face the front. And you're just finding eagle. That right leg comes on top. You can bring your left arm under. Wrap everything up. You're not here long. Breathe in. Breathe out. You get to unravel it all. Stamp that right foot. Shift the weight. Rise up. Stand. And exhale, sit back in the chair. Now a little bit of flow here. You'll lift the heart. Tip the chest forward, sweep the arms back like wings. Maybe even pick your heels up off the ground. Sit back in a chair. Tip forward and sweep. Now stand all the way up. You'll rise, maybe hook the thumbs. Take the elbows wide and lift the chest. And then exhale, fold forward. Let it go. Shake it out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Huge inhale. Lower all the way to the ground. Lifting your heart, finding cobra. And exhale, release. Child's pose as you breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe it out. Stay here. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. And then right to the other side. One breath per movement. Left arm rises. Left leg rises. That'll be a little challenging if it was your arm. Send your left foot forward. Right knee drops. Here you go. Reach the arms up and overhead. Left hand to your right wrist. Lean to the left. Rise back up. Hands inside the foot. Heel to that left foot a little wider. Stay here. Or tuck the back toes. Lift the knee as you shift the chest forward. And then pull the hips back. Straighten the legs. Maybe even pick the left toes up. Do that again. Bend into that front knee. Chest goes through the arms, it feels like. And then pull the hips back. Bend back into that knee. Right hand will stay. Reach the left arm up. You twist to the left. Let that feel good in the hip. And then reach the left hand forward. Let it land inside the foot. Trace the long edge of your mat as you fold forward with wide legs. Take a breath in. And exhale, bow the chest. Let the head drop. Your halfway lift again here. Chest parallel to the ground. Bend your right knee. It's like a side lunge. Look to the front of your mat, warrior two. Your left toes will turn forward, arms go wide, and you sink in. Start to reverse it. Left hand will rise up. Right hand to your left wrist. Maybe start to straighten your left leg. You can heel toe the back foot if you wish for support. And then start to hinge at the hips, like reaching forward. So just driving your right hip back. Maybe drop the left hand down. Right arm over your ear if you wish. Take a breath in. Breath out. See if again you can spin your chest up towards the sky. Take one more breath in. Back to warrior two. And then reverse it. Left hand will rise. And the hands come down to frame your left foot into that lunge. Look forward as you inhale. Step right foot up to meet the left into your fold. Halfway lift. Hands catch your hips. Keep them there as you stand all the way up. Now wait into the right foot this time and your left knee comes up hip height. You can keep it bent. And then reach the hands up. Take a huge breath in. Right hand outside of that left knee. You twist to the left. Maybe reach the left hand behind you. And you might find a little bit of a fall. It might be wobbly. You might notice one side is different than the other. That's okay. Reach the left hand up. Face forward and it's eagle. Left leg wraps. Right arm under. Stay here. Full breath in. Breath out. You get to release it all. Stamp the left foot. Rise up. Take a big breath in. Hook the thumbs right away. So no chair. You get to let it go. Elbows wide. Lift the chest. And then softly bend the knees as you hinge the hips and fold forward. Halfway lift. On the inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands back to plank. Your choice if you want to move through that vinyasa or just press back to down dog. And then meet me in child's pose. Your knees can come wide, your hips draw back, your forehead lands. Embrace the pause. But be aware of where your mind wants to travel to. Maybe it stays right here. Maybe you bring it back to the awareness of the top of your inhale, bottom of your exhale. Here just for two. Last one. And then you'll just shift forward, hands and knees. Tabletop pose. If you want to come back to that C curve, side to side, take it. Maybe move in a circle, one direction. And then the other. Once you feel complete with that, all that work in the spine, find a seat. Swing your legs out in front of you. Take the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Grab onto your shins or your ankles. Sit up tall as you inhale. Hinge at your hips to fold forward, but let it feel easy rather than gripping. What can you soften here? And you'll slowly lift the chest up. Keep the knees bent, but draw them just a little bit closer together. So you'll just keep the soles of your feet on the ground, knees about hips width distance. And start to make sure you have enough space behind you. Reach your hands forward. And see if you can move so slow, but keep your heels on the ground. So think about moving one vertebra at a time, rounding through the back. Knowing there's no rush to get to the earth. Keep your knees bent. Maybe walk your feet a little bit closer to you. And then take your arms down along your sides. Press down through your feet. Last active pose here, find bridge. Lift your hips up. Gaze straight up towards the ceiling. Find your breath for 3. Last 2. Last 1, you'll slowly drop your hips back to the ground. Heel toe your feet a little wider and just knock your knees closer together. Maybe one hand comes to your belly, one hand to your heart. And just notice how your belly and your chest work together to take a bigger breath in to the top. Open up your mouth. Let it go. You can stay here if that feels good, or take your arms down along your sides, your legs long. Close your eyes. To find your final rest, your Shavasana. Make today a healing day. Take time for healing. Take time for what soothes your body, your mind, and also your soul. Sometimes we talk ourselves out of doing something healing for ourselves. We're too busy, too tired. But that is when we need to take care of ourselves the most. So listen to your heart. What does it want? Listen to your body. What does it need? And then trust what you hear. Make today a healing day. Then take some time and make every day a healing day. Let your next breath in just be a little bit bigger, a little more healing. Open up your mouth, let out that sigh of ease. And as you wake your body up, just start to, with no rush, make your way onto your side, and then you'll just press yourself up to find a seat. Once you are there, sit up nice and tall. And you'll bring your hands together right in front of your heart if that feels right. Take a full breath in. Long breath out. And then just bring your thumb tips to the center of your forehead, remembering that this practice is a time for you to be kind to yourself so you can then share that kindness with others. Namaste.